3. Still loading. One second. Time this a little poorly. Here we go. You are live.
Namaste and welcome to Shri and Kira Live.
And thank you for being patient. We just got to say that before we even introduce who we are. Fascinating energy trying to stop this show today.
Oh my, it's one of those moments, but here we are. We've gotten through the technical speed bumps.
Yay!
And we are delighted to be with you right now and right here.
Yes, we are. And who are you?
I am wisdom teacher Sri Ram Ka, and this is my beloved Master Lady Kira Ra, and we are delighted to be here with you.
We really are, especially given the energy of this very moment. Self-sabotage or co-creator. And wow, we just got kicked out of our own Zoom. I'm sure that we're still here, and I'll let Shri try to put our green screen. Hey, this is what our studio looks like when the green screen isn't there, and that's what it looks like when Shri gets it right back up. And
this is showing you what the world of technology is doing.
Have you had this week yourself? I know you have. Throw it into the chat over there at YouTube at Official Shri and Kira, where I pray we are now broadcasting. Over, of course, at onenesstalkradio.com, bbsradio.com, and callboard people. Those of you that called in early over at OTR were kind of hearing our behind the scenes. So, hey, you guys got a sneak of the behind the scenes, but I do see the rest of the callboard is now filling up. 517-208-1500. And of course, over at BBS Radio, where you get to use the 800 number, 888-627-6008. Again, 888-627-6008. Wow. I just have to bow before the energy that is going on and the energy that has been trying to stop a lot of magic that's been happening. It's like the magic is there. Even a phone call I had with a beautiful being about a half an hour ago. Everything has tried to stop us from connecting. This beautiful man and he's over in Jerusalem and I'm here. So, getting our times coordinated. And what was really fascinating is that how many times have we tried to connect, and the things that tried to stop us right now, but it's a question of what are you really committed to? Or are you going to give up when that interference energy is just trying one last time? And I'm reminiscing, and I bet a lot of you are, and Shri, I know you want to jump in. How many times this week that happened?
Yeah.
I mean, really amazing calls and connections that everything tried to stop.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We might just be green today, Shri. I don't know. Go ahead.
It's crazy.
I'm laughing because we keep getting kicked out of our own Zoom. Go ahead.
Okay, let's just slow this down for a second. One of the things that we've been observing is that high frequency energy working into a density zone is often met with an incompatibility. Now, that incompatibility can be a deliberate interference energy. It can also just be we don't listen to that level kind of energy, meaning for example, we've seen cell phone batteries go dead really fast. Same with the laptop computers. When we're holding that frequency, oftentimes the tools that were created in density
let go. We're going to be green, Shri.
Okay,
just let go.
Just simply don't fly. So what we're witnessing right now is here we are with our standard Zoom account, and it keeps dropping the signal.
Yeah, I'm wondering if right over here we're logged into Zoom on your other computer.
No, we're not.
No, okay.
No.
Well, so Shri, I want to get to today's topic. I want to get to the essence of it. And we have got like so many shout outs going on today. So as we get to today's topic, which is we are in a month of choice, coming into culmination. Look at how fast this month went, right? And what's so fascinating is that in this adaptation, remember, this is our culminating month of that visionary transformation. And how is it coming through? Through timeline adaptation, which is why so many are missing it, because they're so locked, and that's okay. That's where their world of experience is happening. However, as we have all been adapting to really start receiving circular time, to being in circular time, this month where we quote unquote slowed down to one day at a time, one breath at a time, has really gone by in almost more rapid time than the others. And the gift of this moment right now in November is that we absolutely are at the choice. We have been talking about this all month. It is a choice month, and we're at the choice. It's right now. And it's all about, are you going to really do the ascension, or are you already self-sabotaging? Because that is the energy of right now. And I know in the past week, we witnessed massive self-sabotage. We have a profound insoulment that we're going to read to you, short, succinct, but boy, does it really hit it. We're going to be reading that to you as well, so that you can feel and dive into that. It's a moment, Sri. It's a moment to say yes. And we're sure saying yes here at TOSA Blue Mountain.
You know, here's one of the things I want to mention to you is that sabotage is not viewed as sabotage by the one who instigates it. Now let's back up.
I'm liking how we look at against greed, right? Yeah, this is
consider this your personal healing chamber.
Well, I was thinking about yesterday at TOSA Blue Mountain. You know, we have all these shout outs for today, and that's one of them. You know, this healing energy. So I really think this is kind of perfect for all of you going, wow, Sri and Kira, what's up there? Healing. Lots of wholeness and Mother Gaia, right? Yeah, lots of radiation of healing.
And so this self-sabotage is a little bit, it's similar to what we just joked about with the technology interference. Self-sabotage is the egoic personality seeking to preserve a status quo. Now, the status quo is your prior level of consciousness. The status quo are the unhealed imprints that you're carrying in your subconscious and in your egoic identity. Right. As the soul comes forward, as you move on your ascension journey, guess what? The higher frequency energy starts to take the lead. And this egoic energy, while it's cooperating sometimes, doesn't cooperate all the times, because what does the ego want? Control.
Yes. And it wants ultimate. It wants to be sovereign. It wants everything around it. And especially what it wants is to be told how amazing it is and how special it is and all those other wonderful things.
Everything that a child would want.
Exactly. And that are based in emotional peace. And this is where the insoulment that we're going to read to you in a few moments is so profound, because it talks about the underpinnings of true peace. And it really feels to me, Sri, especially in this energy where we are at right now in November, that it was very much this reminder that the yoga of self-ascension, when we are in this beautiful moment of union, of sacred union with the one, as Archangel Zadkiel shared with us all those many, many years ago, it begins with true peace.
Yes.
Not emotional peace. It's that peace that absolutely trusts and knows that all is in divine order, that all is well. And that when that peace enters in, our first chakra relaxes. And I don't know if we lost all of our slides because we had to actually broadcast from a whole different way today.
I have them staged.
Do you?
It'll just take a moment to bring them up.
Okay. So the one I wanted to show them right now was the Ascended Numerology for November and December. There it is. Let's bring that up. So we're going to share with you right now. I want you to remember this Ascended Numerology because it has everything to do with the self-sabotage that's here right now. So if you look at this Ascended Numerology, look at the body, especially as we're talking about peace, because peace is all about the stabilization of the first chakra of the body, that beingness of who we are, that peace-filled trust of who we are. And if you remember this year, 2020, see down at the bottom where on either chart where it says Ascended Numerology for November or December, 2020 is what? The 4 plus the double infinite. So every single month this year, your physical body, the energy of your root chakra has literally been pelted, and it's been pelted from all these different areas. And and this is what's been so profound, is that while it's always about the energy of the month, this has been a root chakra year. And we are in the culminating month of being able to find our peace with that through our visionary transformation as timeline adaptation. And this is where that double infinite is so profound. So if you look at both the November and December, you see that double infinite. Those are those two circles around the body. Well, why is that there? Because of the year. This year is a double infinite year, which means every single month, we have had a double infinite year plus a double infinite month, which means we have been quadrupling or
Yeah.
4 times available to our infinite nature. So I want you to really feel that, because in November right now, and this is why I wanted you to see this chart, remember that November and December are clones. They are absolute clones, except for one thing. And that is, here in November, we get the 9, and that already happened. It happened November 2nd. On November 2nd, this whole month went into the high heart. And then last week on the 20th, right? On November 20th, right? What, 2 days ago? Right? 2 days ago. So it just happened. We went from the high heart up to the divine energy. We went out and said, okay, not only have we ignited our high heart, we're going to go right up into that 11 divine energy, which is also the same energy as the month, which means right now, starting yesterday, the 21st, which is exactly 4 months from the March equinox, we entered the amplified phase of November. We entered a moment of divine ascension unlike any other, and it is going to carry us through until the 30th, when we stop this month with a full moon eclipse up level that's going to send us soaring into our lotus chakra and beyond.
Pretty powerful.
No, it's crazy powerful. And this is why the self-sabotage energy is there.
Yeah.
Because if your root chakra has not yet found the peace of who you are, if you are still in that massive doubt, whatever, it's going to get self-sabotagey, and it's going to be big.
Yeah. And I want to clarify something, because as Kira shared, we're in a root chakra year
With the double infinite.
But here's the deal. It's the infinite energy stabilizing at your root. So let's just have 2 slides in your mind's picture booth. The first slide is what reality was 20 years ago, meaning root chakra was about fear, belonging, and safety.
Yeah.
Okay. And that those tribal issues dominated the energy of the root chakra. That's the old story. That's the old paradigm.
Exactly.
The current paradigm is about the root chakra being infused with your authentic spirit. The root, meaning your foundation as a being in form, is spirit in form. It's no longer mortality and belief in separation. It's your spiritual truth.
Exactly.
To the extent that you can accept that and integrate it, you will be at peace. To the extent that the egoic identity is working off of old software, meaning old dogma, old consensus beliefs, and that software system is incompatible with the truth of the divine energy.
Exactly.
And there will be chaos and instability at your very foundation. And you only need to take a look out in the world at the sheer, I just say nonsense, but it's the dance of density, dancing with lots of polarity that is based upon the foundational root chakras of dogmatic beliefs that are disconnected from the authentic energy of the beings.
Breathe that in. Just really breathe that in, because remember that, and again, Archangel Zadkiel, when we really have peace, it is our peace that knows God. And what that means is it's that peace that knows the God within. It's that peace that knows that we are one. And I want to remind you that if you go to ShriandKira.com, right across the top where it says self-ascension practices, it'll drop down a lot of stuff. Very first thing, what is self-ascension? Learn about it, read it. It's all on there, because what self-ascension is the ability to call forward within yourself that steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust that becomes the framework of support that holds open this torus field that ignites you as 0 point energy, thereby calling the law of instantaneous manifestation into form. And when you do that, the first thing that happens is your body is the first thing to respond, because it is the carrier of the ego, is the host of all that, which is like, wait a minute, something massive just changed here. And when our body speaks, it's our moment for the master within to listen. It's also a moment where if we are not anchored in that peace that knows God, that means I know thyself, right?
Yep.
If we are not anchored there, then the next thing that happens is that self-sabotage. And so this is something that is important to really call forward into our consciousness in this moment, is the real clear understanding that that first chakra has been assaulted every month. It's been the trampoline, right? Every month, whatever the month is, it's the trampoline, right? I mean, it will always come in. I mean, excuse me, whatever the year is the trampoline for the entire year. And for this entire year, it's been our root chakra. Now, here's the good news. Spoiler alert, for next year, it's the throat. It's all about truth. There's a shock, right? I mean, next year, because remember, it's a powerful year, because next year is a year of expansion unlike any other. It is a year that is so important. And along those lines, this is why yesterday was so important. And I want to give those couple shout outs right now. And the first shout out that I want to give is to everyone, our beloved residential community here at TOSA Blue Mountain. We have such a beautiful residential community here right now. And yesterday we held a once in a lifetime ceremony experience, and we're going to share more about that with you in a moment. And I want to give my first shout out to Masha Sigurdsson, who, yes, that is the host of the show Messages of Light over at Oneness Talk Radio. Masha has moved here permanently. And
so we say welcome, Masha.
Welcome, Masha, as our newest full-time here forever community resident. And she has come on as my sincerest personal assistant. That is a dream come true. And the results are already happening. And we are excited because it's freeing us to even do more for all of you. So that's the first shout out I wanted to give. I also wanted to give a shout out to a beloved temporary resident who's here with us for a few more days. And that's to Dania, who I think she's down in the living room watching. I'm not sure, but Dania, wow, wasn't that amazing? Dania booked her private retreat with us, and we just knew that this event had to happen on November 21, and she just happened to be here when it was, and because we turned down other reservations because we knew this day was happening. And so, wow, Dania, what a miracle for you.
Absolutely.
And, always, whenever anybody's here at TOSA Blue Mountain, there's always magic. Always.
And we'll tell you more about November 21 and just a little later, because it was a very special celebration day yesterday.
Indeed. And then the other shout out I want to give is to Adam Frank, the creator of Wisio. And if you don't know this, write this down, WISIO.com. So Wisio.com, if you were in our website today, if you're on our email list, you saw this in our e-card. We were approached by Adam and his amazing what he's doing. And for YouTube, especially those of you over at YouTube, hey, have you ever thought, gosh, if I could just have a minute of Sri and Kira's time? Well, now you really can. And it's done in video, and it's very, very slick and very, very cool. And it gave us a way to communicate with more of you face to face, literally,
and to offer consultations that are personal and direct and beyond micro, what we can do on the air.
Right. And so, it's more than a mini soul reading, but yet it's not a full blown soul reading. It's that moment. And there's lots of other things that have been crafted for that. And right now there is a special going on where Wisio was very excited for us to be part of them and offered this amazing discounts and things of that nature. So I'm sure that it's in the comments and the description of this show. Go find Sri and Kira over at Wisio, WISIO.com. And wow, what a great platform. We're excited because it's helping us. This is why I'm so happy Masha's here, because now we have time to spend more time directly working with you guys. And for the first time, we really are able to do that. And so, wow, we're excited about that. So I really wanted to give a shout out to Adam and his great platform at Wisio, WISIO.com.
Truly a way to connect personally with you that is intimate and productive. So, one of the things I wanted to talk a little more about this whole self-sabotage.
We need to, because this is big, right? And it hits everybody, guys, and it's sophisticated. And let's talk about that and maybe get into the insoulment a little bit.
Well, the first level of self-sabotage is something that's been out there for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's called passive-aggressive behavior. Now, Now, what we mean by that is when we have repressed an emotional truth, meaning when we've denied ourselves that maybe we were hurt or whatever, or we're feeling a little victim-y, when we just push that aside instead of resolving it, then oftentimes our response to interactions with the people that were contributing to our denial mechanism, our response to them is filled with, deflection or anger or other forms of repressed anger and discontent. So passive aggressive behavior has been around forever. And I think most of you have encountered that. It's really especially common in younger folks that don't want to be honest with their parents or their school teachers.
And might not even know. I think it's important to talk about the fact
that it can be very unconscious.
A lot of us don't even know it, right? Like you're not even sure what you're witnessing, or you buy into it because it's so sophisticated. So what we're inviting is a really heightened awareness of this, because it has taken on a new level of sophistication.
Right. And so this passive aggressive behavior is basically the way that the unprocessed, or in this case, the egoic aspect of you is saying, hell no, I won't cooperate. I'm not cooperating, and I will throw a few roadblocks out, whether it's deliberately missing something or making a mistake that will have an injurious effect on another, or just simply not being cooperative. All of that could be passive aggressive behavior, but that in its part and parcel of sabotage.
Right.
And so self-sabotage is virtually the same mechanism, only now it's toward yourself. It's not toward mom, dad, teacher, or friend, or other person or institution out there. It's me against me. So, but it's me with the little m against the me with the big M.
Oh.
Yeah, it's self versus self. And the self-sabotage is a product of the personality self, the egoic self, saying, I feel like I'm losing power here. As this soul energy is coming online, as you're raising your vibration, I don't get as much attention.
Ooh, you feel that? Notice how you're feeling that too.
Yeah. And so one of the things to remember is that we must midwife ourselves into fullness. We must love ourselves whole. And part of that is standing in our own heart center and saying, I choose to love myself more. And to love myself more means all aspects. I love my inner child. I love my inner teenager. I love my adult, and I love the spiritual warrior, because we do exist in these archetypal layers to the extent that we push energy through our egoic filter. And the egoic filter is the most common way we interact with others in density.
Yes.
And so it's there, and it needs to heal. It needs to become ever more spiritual if it's going to line up with your authentic self.
Now breathe that in, because here's what else happened last week, and what is really blooming now that we made it through the 20th, right? Friday, the 20th, was when that Mercury retrograde post-phase completed. We are fully free of that. Remember, that was that moment where the mirror, that final mirror that came out through that illuminated new moon, we got like a final oomph last week. Well, that final oomph was also kind of like it was the mirror. So it meant you couldn't hide. That no matter how hard you've been trying, if you've been lying to yourself, if you've been lying to others, if you've been afraid, whatever has been going on around you, it got reflected. And wow, it actually peaked on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday was the last day, but it actually peaked on Friday. And I witnessed people that have been hiding and lying could not hide and lie anymore. And here's the gift, is that in the divine awakening of the all, in the gift of we are now beyond that, and it opened up that lotus chakra for the rest of the month that will illuminate with us till we get to that new moon, full moon eclipse on the 30th. So right now, these are the peak days. November 21 through November 30 are manifestation, manifestation, manifestation. However, it's manifestation through visionary transformation and timeline adaptation, meaning it's all of your interactions are done with the intense awareness of the mastery presence, with the experience that has called forward your spiritual discernment, and with the choice to just be that, to call that in to every interaction. And that if you can hold that this week between now and the 30th, which is 1 week from Monday, from tomorrow, if you can hold that, the amount of vast miracle expansion before you right now is beyond your wildest dreams. Like, let go and let God do. Peace knows God. Peace knows thyself.
Yes.
Peace knows trust. And this is the moment we are in right now. And I really do feel, Sri, that the greatest gift we can do right now is offer the insoulment and then talk about what happened here yesterday. Because yesterday here at TOSA Blue Mountain, we were honored beyond belief for what happened. We have a film because we must share this energy with you. And we really encourage you during this film to sit quietly and just receive the film, receive the energy. All of us here are still basking because it stays
powerful
open.
Day.
Yeah. And it stays, we didn't know this, but at the end, Alexander said with us, no, these sacred stones will stay here now. That alone blew our mind, that we have been, these stones are so sacred, and they weren't given to us, but we are getting to be the custodians of them. And he just said, for next time. And the commitment that was made to the March 19 and the strong, this is now, this is happening, was pretty profound. Absolutely. And so this insoulment came in, just so you guys know that what happened here, right before the ceremony started yesterday. And Sri and I were basically out of pocket with this, as was all of our residents that are living here. And right before, as a matter of fact, I was late coming down to initiate everything and welcome everyone. It was just like, sit. And so I sat, and this came through. And then I was called to send it to several people to hold presence as well. Yeah. And then I had to go to the Shiva temple, our Violet Ray Shiva temple, and virtually almost rearrange the entire temple, make sure all the candles were lit. A very fascinating Gita passage came through. There was a lot happening.
Yeah. Well, and just by way of preface, so this ensoulment comes through from Master Lady Kira Ra. And Master Lady Kira Ra is the ascended presence of my beloved Master Lady Kira Ra. And not to confuse you, just to offer a discernment, is that on our path of self-ascension, our personalities, meaning our interactive lens, has become ever more aligned with our authentic energy. And that is the path of self-ascension, that we become that which we really are, which is the highest expression of your truth coming through the form. And so when Kira feels compelled to stop and record an ensoulment, meaning this high frequency pure energy is brought into a mode that it can be shared either through words or writing. And she's about to share this with you. So this is truly a profound and sacred moment of divine communion.
Thank you, Sri. Why don't you guide everyone into that moment? And I am honored.
Well, okay, so I invite you, this is really more to listen than to look. So you might take this opportunity, if it's safe for you, to close your eyes. And let's take 3 beautiful clearing breaths to expand our own heart center. Big breath in. Sigh. Let it out with a sigh. Be open. Another big breath in, foundationalizing the heart. Sigh. Big breath in. Sigh. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me.
And so it is. I'm hearing to share with you the timestamp that was on this that I did not even know until I looked at it right now. So I was called to write this on November 21st, 2020 at 9:11 a.m. here in Ecuador, which this time of year is Eastern time. The self-sabotage moment at hand. When faced with the vastness of your true nature, the energy of the ego will at first be entranced and then will face a virtually immediate choice point. To say yes to the vastness and dive with open eyes and brilliant joy into the ocean of creation, or to say yes to the safety and familiarity of density. To dive with open eyes and brilliant joy into the ocean of densified experience with the peace of letting go. Peace is the moment where we begin, the moment that the first chakra stops seeking any other and calls forward the blessing of being. This is the moment at hand and the moment where it all begins again. Peace is elusive to the ego as the ego thrives on chaos and drama. The addictive nature of the brain that exists within the all is a safety net to the expansion of energy. Addiction is what returns us to the experience with ever-evolving refinement of our expansive nature. Through addiction, we awaken. This is why the addiction to our ego, our densified beliefs, is the core addiction for all. When we walk through the moment of chaos is when we often call out for the greater peace. It is then that we make the instantaneous choice of the yes being called forward. Self-sabotage is the energy that does not trust peace. It is the energy that has been so wounded, so hurt, so abused, so scared, so frightened, so beyond afraid that it is stronger than the yes to true peace. Thereby, peace becomes elusive and the cycle is assured. Chaos, drama, peace. Chaos, drama, peace, choice. Awakening to see the cycle outside of any blame or anything offers the moment within the moment of the peace cycle to consciously make your choice, to know what you are saying yes to, and to possibly for the very first time understand and know true peace. Together we are better as we hold the invited torch for the all. And so it is. And so we are.
Yes. Thank you, my love. Thank you. That awakens so many discernments and so many recognitions. And one of the things I want to just draw a little bold line under is the addiction to density.
Yeah.
Is the underpinning of virtually all addictions.
Exactly.
And all sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Because density is the playground of consciousness that is foundationalized in fear and separation. And as long as fear is running and a belief in separation is running, any attempts to create peace from that level of consciousness are subject to the whimsy of the external world. Because peace cannot be created from the material of chaos.
Yeah.
Just like waging war to create peace is a very temporary, short-lived solution. Peace can only come in when we bring in, as we were talking about the Ascended Numerology, when we bring in our cosmic nature into this body, foundationalize it in the root center and say,
Right.
I am a divine being having my human experience. When we get our priorities lined up in that fashion, we've embraced authenticity as primary and our egoic personality as a tool.
Wow, breathe that one in. Our egoic personality is the tool Well, even seeing that is the step into mastery, right? Going back to those 4 knowns, I am not my body. Number 1 of the 4 knowns, I am not my body. Number 2, I keep my eyes on the divine at all times and have a good time doing it. You got to love that Archangel Zadkiel threw that one in there, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and so again, recently I was having a conversation with one of our mentoring students and was very honest with them and said, you know, I'm not sure we're the mentor for you because you're not doing the work. And the response was, yes, but I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And the key is reading material, taking a moment to study something is absolutely an important step. However, it's about the tools.
Yeah.
And it's about how are you utilizing the tools that you are gaining from that. You know, it was Saint Germain who reminded us so wisely that when we seek to seek, when we question to question, we're actually impeding our own progress.
Mm-hmm.
And to remember that it is the self-fulfilling prophecy that is also basically the bed partner of self-sabotage. And this is where, you know, the Ascended Masters have been very clear from day one. Be mindful of that which seeks to tell you an outcome, because that's when you set it in motion. And many other things that we could share about this. And this is why I just want to go back to the Ascended Numerology, because the Ascended Numerology is so spot on. And I know it challenges a lot of you the first time you see it, because you're like, oh my God, what is that in these charts and how the body and what's crazy, it's different. Because you have been trained, you have been acclimated to be truncated. Ascended Numerology is cyclical. It is cyclical. It is part of the spiral of time. And as we are moving into an incredibly complex yet beautiful year that's all about harmonic frequency adjustment and fluidity, that's what this moment is inviting you to do, is to relax your mind ever more. And do we have the energy flows available, Shri? Is that one of the screens that we might have available or not? If we do, I'd like to show again the 2020 energy flows right there. No, there it is right there. We've got it. All right, we're going to screen share that with you right now. And what I want to do is have you pay attention again to the energy flows for this year. So if you look right here, what you're going to see is that this is, again, look at November. November is the culminating month of visionary transformation through timeline adaptation. And you see how it's the balance, it's the catalyst of the energy that was here in May and June. Remember, we opened up the year adjusting to our linearity. We're still pretty linear, even though we're inside this cycle for the first time. January through August was when that all ended. And it really ended on 8/8, the Lion's Gate, when the divine feminine really roared back into this planet. And we are seeing the absolute blessing of that and that expansion. That's part of the WWA global experience. And as you're looking at this right now, you see how it looks like this pyramid going up to the heart of the dragonfly, who's then flying it up with the wings of the angels in the ascended realms. That's what's happening right now. We are starting the lift into 2021, where we will literally be flying up. The entire year will have been like pulled up into this, where the butterfly is lifting us up into that year, but we're going in spinning. And we're going into a 12-month cycle of 12 concentric circles. And we are going in with the awakening energy, having found profound shift. November and December finished the cycle. And what we are in right now is all of the things are saying, are you ready to let go of your linearity? Are you ready to just even pretend that you are more than this one cycle? Can you hang out there with Einstein, as we always enjoy, and say, look, we cannot call forward the solutions that we are dreaming of at the level of consciousness that created them. And this is why Ascended Numerology challenges people. And this is why it's a challenge I throw down my gauntlet and say, work through, because Ascended Numerology is a cyclical process that includes the 0, the infinite presence, through the 12. It is the wholeness. It is not truncated. It is the original system of the Magi, of the cosmic Essene, of the Essene brethren. It is the moment where way back let's pretend with us, right? Way back, as the ensoulments had said, this was the planet of creation. This was because of the complexity and the way that this planet had come together. This was like the most sought after place to go. This was like the ultimate vacation paradise. And so when you incarnated here for the experiences and for what it brought, mastery was assured. It was only because only a master would come here, and the mastery was assured.
Yeah.
And so the sacred scrolls would be offered in whatever energetic form was appropriate at that moment of creation, so that those who had the blessing of assisting you to come forward were clear on what your soul's evolution was. And then as we truncated, so did that system. And now that it's back, the accuracy and the things that we're watching, and I do these, I put these out 2 months ahead so you can have your own little experiment with them. Phenomenal what's lining up.
Yeah. The Ascended Numerology truly offers an understanding and a blueprint for the energetics of the time.
Yeah.
And I do want to comment that some people ask about, well, how does this differ from astrology?
A lot.
And
A lot.
Astrology has great use within density.
Exactly. It's a density tool.
So consider for a moment that the configuration of the stars at the moment you took birth, they do have an energetic that influences your personality development, and can even influence a little bit of your physical development.
Well, that's part of your sacred sequence, this timeline.
Exactly. As we grow through the density and evolve into our authentic spiritual being, then we evolve through all of the astrology, and now we're lined up with the Ascended Numerology more visibly.
Because Ascended Numerology is the code of your soul. And so it's your soul's heritage. It's not limited by the way the planets lined up in this timeline, in this form of density. Remember, planetary knowledge is density knowledge. It's part, just because it's in the stars is irrelevant. That's part of density, this experience. And that's why it is a fabulous navigator. And I do want to share, and it's in the original I Am discourses. It's right there. It was the Ascended Master, Saint Germain, who has said more damage has been done for the Ascended Presence through astrology than any other process on the planet. Because every time you read your horoscope, every time you read your astrology, you self-identify and you start manifesting. And so what a fabulous density. It's a fourth dimensional density experience.
It keeps one locked into a zone, an operating zone, let's call it.
And so the gift of astrology is that if you are awake to its limitation, then you can pay attention to what it's saying, the density experience. So what it's saying to you is, in density, this is what density is trying to present to you right now based upon this. How you manifest that is the mastery that you take. And the first way is to just stop reading it if you want to go beyond it. Astrology actually limits your ability to be in multidimensional presence. And that's important to really pay attention to, is that if you are following the Ascended Masters, if you are part of the I Am experience, if you are actively in ascension, then every time you read your astrology, every time you look at your astrology, you are self-prophesying a density overlay that will keep you stuck. It will keep you in victim consciousness, because remember, victim consciousness is the mind of density. Victim consciousness would give you a horoscope that says today your love life, or today this. It's emotional. It's based on drama. It keeps you in chaos, and it's saying, here's how I can be rescued. Let me rescue myself and read this little thing that'll tell me how my day should be. Look at the victim energy. It goes back to what you were saying earlier. This self-sabotage, this energy, this passive energy, this passive aggressive kind of nature, it's soft, it's sophisticated. And I know we might be pushing your buttons, but guess what? It's the truth. So go with it, right? Pay attention, try it out.
Take a look at that button that got pushed.
Or not, right? The moment at hand is to say we are more than the limitation. The ultimate addiction is what? The addiction to the density belief systems, the addiction to the patterning. So if we awaken through addiction, then at some point we have to be able to smile at what we believed, rather than be so positional and so judgmental that we'd rather be right. And if you would rather be right, then go into density and do it really well.
Well, be
You know?
authentically immersed.
Be authentically immersed, be really judgmental, be really right, be the expert on everything, and then thrive in that. Because once you make a choice, you're out of pain, right? It's when we're pretending, it's when we're lying to ourselves, it's when we're just not. This is not easy. To do what Sri and I do is not easy because it demands every breath of a conscious yes, because everything out there will do its best to distract all of us.
Yeah. So let's take a breath. One thing I know to be true is that your joy is not dependent on another being.
Oh, I love that.
So one thing I know to be true is that your joy does not depend on outer circumstances.
Wow.
And when we start to really allow the truth of that to come in, that joy is a quality of our beingness,
Yes.
not a state acquired based upon variables.
Right.
When we're able to move into that truth, all of a sudden the dependency energy on the outer world softens and fades to nothingness. The enlightenment energy comes forward and glows brilliantly. This is the journey of self-ascension.
Yes.
And this is the journey of enlightenment, of spiritual maturity. You give it whatever words work for you. It involves what the mystics would call direct connection, which is your birthright.
Yes, it is. And let's breathe that in, because I want to talk about yesterday a little bit, just enough so that you can, I want you guys settle in. You want to watch what I think is Bria Rose's best film yet. Bria, bless this girl's heart. She participated. We were all there yesterday. As you saw, I wrote, the insoulment came through at 9/11, and I don't think we were back again until maybe it was a long, beautiful, amazing moment that culminated in our Temescal. And so that's why the video is a little dark, but you do get to see everything that's happening there. And Bria Rose, I just want to give a shout out. She and I were in live time communication at 5:30 this morning. And so I honor her, and I want you to honor her, because this film is really for you to just feel. We had authentic Panchamanka with our beautiful Cañari family. And we talked about the WWA Global Summit. We talked about why this was so important. We shared the dreams and the visions. They are absolutely not only committed. Now it was, well, will you pay for the bus? Because there's grandmothers coming, there's grandfathers calling. Yesterday, the chicha, which was served during our Panchamanka, was made by Alexander's grandmother. And she didn't just make us some, she made like 5 gallons of
because
this.
You must enjoy. It's called the sangre,
the blood of the soul.
The blood of the soul, which is
sangre de alma.
And corn is considered the essential connection to the earth. And this is a corn drink that's slightly fermented.
Delicious.
And it's a wonderful drink that is used in ceremony and special occasions.
And it was a special occasion. And so this was very much a thanksgiving of spirit. And the sacred intention of the ceremony, what you're going to see in just a moment, is that this was all done outside at the site for the Dome of Oneness. And it was, he came with a compass, and and of course the directions are exactly what we had always intuited them to be, but it was nice to have that confirmation. The fire itself is happening, what would be out in probably the east altar. And then where we dug this beautiful pot, and I don't want to say anything else, I want you to just really see the blessing of what happened, is in the actual center of the dome, and where when the dome is built, that energy of that bounty and that blessing will always be. It was an incredible day of even greater bonding and greater really bonds of strength between the Cañari people and all of us here at TOSA Blue Mountain. And I don't know, what else is there to say other than please gift yourself, sit back and receive this blessing, because this was not just for the blessing of, we will complete the GoFundMe on the Dome, and we really invite you to help us help the world and put this together. This was the consecration of the greater mission. And Alexander sharing with us the visions that he has had. And we did not know the visions that he had the last time he was here, the things that have been happening. And we will share all of that with you after you watch the film. So relax. Anything else we should share, Sri?
No, I think this you're going to enjoy the video,
Yeah.
and we'll be back in about 13 minutes.
So really relax, receive, and we'll see you with a lot more updates right after you enjoy this blessing.
So hang on one second.
There we
I'm
are.
Making it nice
Make it
and
nice
big
and
for
big.
you.
All right. Enjoy.
There you go.
Primero las piedras mientras se calienta, y ahí vamos analizando el sitio en donde vamos a hacer el hoyo, dimensiones, visiones.
Este es el sitio para templo futura.
Ceremonia.
Ceremonia, sí.
Conocen cómo tejieron nuestros primeros ancestros la medicina.
So the medicine of the first ancestors.
Para que no pierda la
So we
memoria.
would never lose our memory or our connection to where.
carries in his heart the truth of a people that are still here despite all invasion. Because that's what you're witnessing right now. That's why this is a miracle. They came here today because they know what we already know. The time for oneness is here. Right? Imagine that we're going to put this transformed sacred stone energy into this womb, this beautiful mother Gaia womb, where she will be birthing and sending out energy. And then we're going to put all our food in. And then we're going to be in sacred ceremony. And then we're going to receive that bounty. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a miracle in motion, right? So that's what this is about. This is about opening up this moment in consciousness. This isn't just about opening up the dome today, but it had to be today. It's about the affirmation and the resurrection, and that people around the world need to know the story of the Cañari. They need to know who they are. alignment on the equinox. Direct alignment. And we're not far off of it most of the year. And we've been watching Mars come up, directly aligned over it. The full moons come up, and everything is in that alignment. And you see, is it any accident where today the compass verified perfect east? You know, we've never verified it. We've just been going with, well, you know, according to magnet energy, I'm feeling that's that. And then we've been watching the sun and the moon. We've had the blessing of living here 3 years now. And this is the year that revealed itself. We lived here 3 years and didn't know it was here. 3 years, because it wasn't time. But this is the time.
Sembrar, pero detrás de la Pachamama no solo vamos a sembrar los alimentos, sino también vamos a sembrar propósitos, ¿no? Y si hoy el espíritu ha conspirado, ha consolidado, ha alineado esta vibración en estos corazones, nos ha dado la posibilidad, la intención de hoy poder implementar a todos nosotros. Y es mi cuerpo, y es mi agua, y es mi tierra Cañari, y agua, y es mi tierra Cañari, es mi viento poderoso, medicina, latito, toco tu corazón, elevamento al centro de tus centros, medicina, latito, toco tu corazón, tiene colmillos de jaguar, mirada profunda como la serpiente, alas de cóndor para volar, espirales salen desde su frente, tiene colmillos de jaguar, mirada profunda como la serpiente, alas de cóndor para volar, espirales salen desde su frente, el fuego mismoso. El aire mismoso.
Tucking her in. You know, it's like, okay, good night. Now really give yourself, that's like being tucked in the sauna, the healing earth, the healing sauna. Yeah. That's saying heal.
Con mucho cuidado van a poner su corazón con flores ahí.
Very carefully place your hearts along with the flowers right over it.
thousands of them tuning in. And December 31 until March 19, 2021, when we open up that incredible equinox energy, they are painting together with others the entire floor. We are painting the new earth. All the symbols, all the love, all the joy, and we're all painting. And that we, as one, stand in the middle, without any ego, just holding each other's hand and going, we did it. We accomplished this one miracle, this one thing that seems to be so hard to just come together because it's the right thing to do. Not for money, not for ego, not for fame, not for glory, but because it's the right thing to do. I mean, if we're not going to do it, who's going to do it?
Harmony is not a concept. Harmony is a state of presence,
right?
A state of interaction, energy exchange with others. That is harmony.
Right. Because what's coming in March, we can really start sending up a signal, a wave that says there's enough of us that are remembering that we can affect peace and balance just by being.
It's important when we bring consciousness to what we're doing. It's not just a ritual, it's an expression of the heart of now. The heart of now. Too many people are living in the past or dreaming about the future, and they forget that if we don't take heart-centered action right now, we don't have a future worth living.
Yeah.
We don't have a world worth enjoying. The heart must come through the body into action, and the heart must be guided by the wisdom of the ancestors and the wisdom of the cosmic guides together. And when we say together we are better, we mean together.
We are better.
We are better.
That's just what it is.
We need to be willing to step through the unknown and birth that which is calling us to midwife it forward. We don't know the future, we know the quality of the future.
Sea gran espíritu, gran arquitecto, gran ordenador del universo. Y así, pidiéndote licencia y pidiéndote permiso para sostener el Hatun Sairi, el abuelo Tabaquito con las manos.
Hey, how you feeling? And welcome back. I'm trusting and praying that you are feeling as amazing as we are after reconnect. We're still basking in yesterday, and I hope you really enjoyed Bria's handiwork. Thank you, Bria, for getting up at 5:30.
Yes, we appreciate being able to share glimpses of this celebration.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the things that I noted at the end of the day in my own recollections was the difference in quality between this gathering of family, spiritual family.
It really, we really called this in to be a family gathering. It was just for those of us that are living here at TOSA Blue Mountain.
And when the food was prepared with prayer and celebration. This wasn't a momentary pause and give thanks. This was a celebration for the whole day, from the gathering of the food to the cleansing of the food, to the putting it in the ground, to the honoring. Everything was a prayer.
Everything. It was a true Thanksgiving.
And when we got to the final moment where we moved from outside into the Temescal to enjoy the bounty,
oh yeah,
the quality of the food was so fantastic.
And this huge thunderstorm, thunder, lightning, and everyone was, I mean, they were like, do you know what a blessing this was? We're like, yes, like literally every sign, including after all the food went in, and you might remember where the grass mats went over and then all the dirt goes back on, and we had to keep putting dirt on because the steam was so hot that even though we had sealed it, put it on, then the mats, then more dirt, it was like we had our own Yosemite going on, right? Yeah. I mean, there was just like plumes of smoke everywhere.
To put another earth on top to hold in.
So we would all sit there. Everybody was like serving. That wasn't in the movie, but how long we're like, okay, there's a plume coming up over there. There's smoke coming up over here. But then it was for us to put the flower of hearts on it, the heart flowers on it. And when everything was put together there, the sacred intention was then not only did we put on the heart, but we also put on the wings, and it was about the ascended heart. And it was a moment where it really we felt the spiral of next year. We felt the ignition of next year. It was exactly 4 months to the day, November 21 to March 21, which will be the closing culmination of the 1920-21 experience. And it had perfect balance. And remember, the minute it got sealed, we were all sitting right around just off camera when it was being sealed with all the dirt. And after we did all that, and I was sitting there almost unable to function because I could feel this huge portal open up. Mm-hmm. And that this is now the 911, the ground zero of the center of this oneness energy. The temple's already built. And then at the end of the ceremony, we mentioned this a little bit in the earlier of the show today, when Sri and I went up with Alexander and the storm had passed and that fresh ozone smell comes up, and it was still kind of cloudy and misty, and it had been, since early morning. And he said, as they were pulling the sacred rocks out using these antlers, right? You saw how they use the antlers and they have this whole energy around that. He said, I'm keeping the rocks here.
Yeah.
And that the first time we ever worked with those rocks was at a ceremony in Chobshi, when even holding one, each one of us held one, was so sacred. We were all like, what, oh my God. And that's the first we learned about them. And now they're here, which was really powerful.
He asked us to be the custodians of those rocks. Now, these aren't just rocks. These are energy carriers.
From the sacred mountains. I mean, these are apus.
And the frequency that they carry is fabulous. One of the other observations is that we located the site of the dome where, right now it hasn't been constructed yet, because of the energy there and the view there.
We already knew it was the right spot.
But what happened when we went to the center of the energy and built the hole with a prayer and permission, and these sacred rocks went in there. As we were sitting there, covering it up and going through the final sealing
crown energy,
there was this spiral energy emanating from
out
and going out through the earth.
I mean, the prayers the prayers that went in, the music that went in, those rocks, as you saw in the video. So they built, and I want to share with you, and I think somebody got it on film. There was also a professional photographer there, because as you all know, we feel this needs to be a documentary, that there's a greater message and help us manifest that vision. And so we took some very high quality film. Those rocks, those sacred rocks, when they were building, well, like he called it the comma, the bed, when I was sitting up on the hill, looking down at where they were building the fire and the way they were putting the rocks on, I was literally back in Varanasi. I was like, look, come. And I was like, Shri, remember and I really felt like I was gazing at a funeral pyre and the symbolism that went into this. And that I invited those around me and said, now watch and consider that these rocks, this dense rock, right? The densest of the dense, a rock, is being laid on a funeral pyre in prayer and reverence and gratitude and appreciation, and being offered an opportunity to now transcend that form to be of service. And so as the fire began, and as we sat, we literally watched those stones transform. I mean, to the point where they were so transformed, people were taking pictures and we were all watching, and the energy and the prayers kept going, and all of the reverence was there. And then as the wood became ash, it revealed these transcendent, it was like watching the ascension. It was literally saying, here is the transformation. And so when we began this ceremony, it felt very much like, may all that is trying to stand in the way, may all that is preventing harmony, may all that is outside of balance be transformed. And then these beautiful stones went into our beloved Mother Gaia as a prayer. And then the bounty of Gaia, which had been fresh from the farms that day, all off the farms of the Cañari, all of that went into this with the sacred stones. Then with the energy of, as was put in the video, that the men do all of the sowing, right? And the women are the ones who pull it, the harvesting. There was so much love. There was so much patience. And what I remembered was Don Simeon, our beloved Mayan elder who we were so blessed to study with for so many years. And Don Simeon always said to us, remember, there is a ceremony and there is a fire, there is a burning. And it was the way that everything was done, that everything was the ceremony.
Yeah. It's a potent reminder that the mind can be fooled by the outer appearances of things, the rituals, the dress, the garb, the words. The heart, with your ascended presence, your ability to look through the superficial, will unfold for you. It will recognize the true ceremony. Ceremony is the respect, the bowing to the divine. It's one of the things that, why do we do spiritual practice? Why do you do a spiritual practice? Oftentimes we begin doing a spiritual practice because we're hoping for something better than our waking state. It's like we do it to calm down or to get
out of that self-sabotage moment, right?
To get peaceful or connected to something. But truly, what we're doing with a spiritual practice is that we're discovering the peace of our authentic beingness and the truth of our divine guidance, the peace of who you truly are and your divine connection. And that all spiritual practice has that blessing potential to bring you to that moment. And that is the moment that is beyond addiction. We began this presentation today, this Sunday service, talking about how the addiction to density underpins all addictions. Well, density is this belief in separation, and is not the addict's desire to medicate. Is in part of it is, I don't want to feel separate, alone, and fearful anymore. Numb me, make me feel that I'm in union.
Help me find whole.
I want to be in union with something. And if it's a medicated state, then I have my moment of respite. And so the truth is that the addictive personality is part of the construct of the ego that we took birth to evolve through, not to be defined by.
Evolved through, not defined by.
We all grow up, don't we? Meaning we all evolve at whatever pace is appropriate for you, to whatever degree, whatever timing is appropriate for you. This is why we must, if we choose to live a truly ascended life, it's incumbent upon us to trust the divine enfoldment in another being. Each has their own timing and each has their own path, because your life is your spiritual path. And how you approach your life and how you live your life will reveal you to you.
So breathe that in and say yes to that. And, you know, speaking of revealing you to you, I want to head over to BBS Radio, and I want to give a big shout out and a big welcome to someone that I know Sri and I love and adore and just hold in our hearts so dearly. And that is a birthday boy out of Washington, D.C. named Jean. Hey, Jean Zafir.
On line 3.
Line 3. Come on in.
Oh, namaste, my favorite, most lovely couple. I love you so much. I couldn't wait to get a greeting for my birthday from you and a mini soul reading.
Well,
thank you for your love, Jean.
And I just love hearing your voice and feeling your beautiful energy and sincerely, my love. Wow. And happy birthday. Oh my God. Sri, would you like to begin?
Well, certainly. You know, Jean, the gift.
Yeah.
I'd like you to just take a moment and bring your hand to your heart.
Yeah.
And say, in this moment, I celebrate myself.
Yeah.
And feel that energy.
In this moment, I celebrate myself.
You got it. And in that, to be able to kind of, in your own minds, in your own self-talk, to say, the gift I give myself today is to love myself more, to trust the divine expressing through my life, and to know that all is truly well. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. That is so lovely. I love it.
Well, Jean, I want to invite you to just breathe a little deeper and really receiving all of that Sri has just shared. It ignited this powerful energy around you. It's like you have these, they look like chunks of crystals all around you, and they're like all around your head. And they're so bright, I can't open my eyes because they're like really bright. And that's literally what they're doing, is they're illuminating. And they're saying that the year before you will be one where all of the crystals will come together and the vision you have sought will open. When you have that which you have gazed at and dreamed of before you, it is then your heart will know the way. And so it is. What a beautiful year. And my hands, Jean, are on fire, like right here, like so much so I'm like, this is all I can do. Like I can't, I have to move them. And it's really like here. They're sending you so much healing light, 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 so much healing light. Like I've never had this much healing light come through me, and it's coming through right here. And it's just really, really, really going through. And I'm watching, it's almost like I'm in an ER and I'm using paddles. And it's like, boom. And I'm watching you, and it's boom. And I'm watching you, and I'm watching that reverberate in everyone around you. The year before you will have lots of that. And they're saying that it begins with you. It's time. They're saying it's time for you to step up, and you know how to do it. And that the year ahead, it's going to blow your mind. It's the only way I can say it. It's just going to blow your mind. And I just want you to know, from me to you, how much I love you and how wonderful it is to be here with you today. So thank you for celebrating with all of us. We are so great-filled. Thank you, sweetheart.
Much love, John.
Oh, thank you. Namaste. Can't wait to come home.
I can't wait for you to be home, Angel. We're waiting, and we're right here. We'll see you soon. Namaste, my love. Many blessings. Many blessings. Thank you. Hey, I also want to give, all these shout outs. I hope Gary's watching, Gary Watson down in Florida. Gary, thanks for sending the photos. I don't know that you ever got a response from us, but oh my God, Angel, thank you for the gift of connecting with you, the being. And my heart got really, really touched that we had that opportunity to connect with you, and that you shared that information with us and sent that to us. So I just wanted to give you that shout out, and also to say that you're also part of the inspiration why we said yes to Weezio, Weezio.com, because so that we can have more time, so that we can have greater conversations, so that we can have these little videos between each other and just really have that opportunity to communicate. And so I just wanted to first give a shout out to Gary and really celebrate you and sending out a we love you and thank you for sharing you. And so often we get pictures or photos or things coming in that are just beautiful. And the other shout out I want to mention is, if you have not been to onenesstalkradio.com, please check out Rebecca Gregory's show this past Friday night, because it featured you and I.
We were delighted to lend some energy and talk with her.
Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour. I just said her name, Rebecca Gregory, but it's the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour this past Friday night. Fabulous show.
And it was great fun. So we just want to say thank you, Rebecca.
And Shri and I were her special guests. And she did kind of a This Is Your Life on us, for those of you that are old enough to remember that, with all these surprise people talking about us to our face. And so it was fabulous. And so if you want to go check out kind of a little off the beaten path show with us, thank you, Rebecca, for engineering that and putting that together. And Shri, where are we going? Let's grab another caller here.
Okay, we have a first-time caller standing by at BBS.
All right.
Nadia from the Czech Republic on line 6.
Beautiful Nadia, namaste. Welcome, sweetheart.
Namaste, Shri and Kira. Can you hear me?
Like you're sitting right next
Hello?
to us. Yes.
We hear you well.
We hear you well, honey. Oh, sweetheart, did we lose you?
No. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Beautifully.
Hello?
Yes, honey. We
maybe
hear
you're not
you.
hearing us.
Yeah, maybe BBS. Can you help her and we'll come back to her? Can you hear us, honey?
I can hear
Yay! Well, welcome.
you. Can you hear me?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
we hear you, dear.
I can't hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I would like you. Okay, please, our producer, can you we're going to stop Nadia right now.
Yeah, it's challenging. With
So
the
we're going to go to another caller, and then if you would talk to Nadia while we're on with our other caller, we'll come back to her. So let's go ahead, and we're going to go to right over here at Oneness Talk Radio. Where are we going, Shri?
Well, I'll tell you what.
We're going right here. It looks like to Grand Rapids, maybe.
Grand
Is that
Rapids,
Michigan?
Michigan.
All right, Grand Rapids, Michigan, over at Oneness Talk Radio. Welcome.
Thank you. Namaste, Shri and Kira. It's so lovely to speak with you both. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. What a gift to be here with you, sweetheart.
Oh, I haven't called in quite some time, and I'm so pleased you took my call. Thank you. What a beautiful sharing. I felt like I was at the celebration. That was so amazing to watch. I appreciate Priya's hard work for doing that for all of us to partake. I have a question for Shri, and I would love a mini soul reading. I know I am not my body. However, my body is talking to me adamantly, and I'm experiencing a tremendous amount of pain in my left shoulder, and it's been several days, and I know I've been doing a lot of clearing, and I feel like my root chakra's been cleared, but this shoulder thing, it's just bothering me. I'm experiencing a lot with it.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Well, let's speak to that a little bit. The first is acknowledging that you're doing some clearing and that you've been focused on your own healing. One of the things I want to remind you is ultimately we bring love to all that has gone before, and we offer forgiveness to ourselves and others for our participation in that which was wounded. Forgiveness is the act of transcending the incident, gathering the wisdom, and freeing our energy. And so part of this healing, I want to just make sure that you bring your attention to, I forgive myself for my role in the pain, in whatever pain. You have to know what you're working on. I forgive myself. I release myself now. I forgive myself for my participation in this. So that's the general piece for the healing side. As far as where this is manifesting in your body, it's interesting because I'm seeing two intersections. One of them is your muscular system and the other is your heart. And this is why the heart of forgiveness is so essential. To forgive yourself, I did the best I could given my state of consciousness. To forgive other beings, they did the best they knew how given their states of consciousness. And to keep repeating that and take a breath and release, release, release. And then to take a look at, I am willing to embrace the future, even though I do not know what it will bring. I am willing to embrace the future, even though I'm unclear on what it will bring. To have that degree of trust will lighten the load that you're anticipating. And that's what I feel is appropriate to share for right now. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to invite you, my love, to breathe that in. And as you do, the entire time that you have been sharing, I have connected with what feels like I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like a band, like a rubber band that is got all of this noise. It's the only word I can describe it. It's like static noise attached to it, and it's got your third chakra. And it's like a direct tie. And this is why the heart, it's like it goes, it's like going like this straight into you. And what's fascinating is that as I was connecting with you and as Shri was sharing with you, it's not your first chakra, it's your third. And what's happening with your third is that it's feeling congested. And it's very much about it's like you're being stopped from holding up the torch. You're being stopped from really calling it in. And it's gotten to the physical level because your third chakra is like, what do you really want to do? It's like, get off the fence, just go. And so when I connect with your third chakra, I feel this deep connection right to your shoulder. And I'm loving that you got through today. I'm just like, wow, is your intuition spot on? Because not only is that the energy that's happening right now, that's exactly what self-sabotage energy looks like. And so it's not that it's conscious, it's that it's there. And they're saying, meaning this massive group around you, they're all saying the same thing. Just start singing again. Sing to yourself, sing in your dreams, sing in your song, sing in your voice. They're saying, bring the music, the harmony of you really front and center and let it be amazing. They're saying it's not meant to be hard. This releases the minute you resolve that. And so thank you for letting it come forward, because of course it came forward right now. This is exactly the energy. You are 100% aligned with it, and you are ready to go to the next level. So thank you for knowing that too. I am honored, honey.
Much love to you.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We love you, sweetheart. Many blessings. Namaste. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious, Shri. I'm just like, wow. And you guys all feeling that? And I'm, wow. And now I'm looking back over at BBS and I see Corey from California.
Okay.
Online too. So, all right, let's say hey to Corey from California online too.
Hey, dear ones.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi,
welcome to our green room.
I'm feeling the healing. Wow, the show. Oh my gosh. I mean, so much with the ceremony and the insoulment, everything just really hit home. I mean, gosh, thank you so much, you guys, for putting so much out, and the timing is just fabulous. I mean, we're all experiencing so much healing and being in the green room with you, loving it.
It had to be today, right?
Exactly, man. It's like you guys are right on point as usual. Thank you.
How can we serve you? And you guys all know this is Corey, right? The host of his amazing show. Go ahead, Corey.
The Journey.
The Journey. And Corey is really on the journey.
Yes, absolutely. And saying yes and yes and yes. And I've been feeling a lot of that push and pull, and perseverance is definitely the energy of the day right now, and just keep going. And I would love a mini soul reading.
Well, thank you, my love. And, the first thing I want to share with you is that, and I want everybody to know, too, if you're a fan of Corey's or you don't know who Corey is, Corey will be here in March for the WWA Global. And I'm very excited about that. And so, Corey, I'm sorry, I just had to say that because the fact that you're going to be here in person with these people, and here's the thing that I don't know if I've shared enough yet. So Corey, you're going to be here. You've chosen to be here. They will be here opening a ceremony at noon on Friday, March 19, that will continuously for 72 hours, continuously roll through the entire event at the top of the mountain. And so, and they will be in Wachuma ceremony with all of the elders receiving the messages from the mountain that we will then be delivering in real time throughout the weekend.
Whoa! My whole body is vibrating just hearing about this. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Right?
Yeah, these beings are so amazing, and that energy of that mountain. I mean, gosh, it's phenomenal. Truly.
Right? This is amazing stuff.
Just to share with you and everyone listening, the other thing that the Cañari are bringing is a portable sweat lodge. And their version of the Temescal, and they're going to be heating the rocks, and they're going to be going in and doing the sweat and receiving the messages, and
literally running up and down the mountain
and doing this for the world,
running messages on behalf of the world, and no one's allowed in that sweat lodge except the Cañari. And so, I mean, Corey, are you feeling it?
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, believable, but unbelievable. It's like a dream, really, and it's this new earth birthing dream, and I am so excited and so honored to be a part of all of it. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and all of those details came in yesterday. And this was one of the things, since you're on, I just feel like we want to share with you. It's like, Corey, let's catch up. And so here's right. And so yesterday, remember your ceremony with Alexander? Remember when he came?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Right. Okay. Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's so amazing, and all of them, they're just so. I felt comfortable right away. I mean, just there's no ego. It's just really amazing. I'm going to keep using the word amazing because that's truly what it is. This group and everything that's happening.
You know, word defying is even why it was like, just watch the video, right? But yesterday, here's what he revealed, and this was during that ceremony when you were here. He said that during that ceremony, he had been in sacred trance the whole time, and talking to the grandfathers and talking to the elders of this mountain, and that the mountain spoke to him and told him that we are the lineage mountain holders of this mountain, and that our mission is very, very big and involves the entire world, and that there was also great warrior energy here. And that is the first time we're sharing that with anybody, because we were just told that yesterday during the hour and a half that everyone can kind of go do what they want while the food bakes, right? That's the hour and a half. And during that hour and a half, while we were sitting around that beautiful pot that was cooking our food in the earth, 7 condors came, and one of them came down so low, I almost thought we were going to be able to have it come to us. And the signs and the wind. And so I just wanted to share that with you because you know exactly where we were and,
what that
was. A lot of sky people.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and guys, that totally validates the visions. The first vision I had at TOSA Blue Mountain, it was just all these lights and energies coming from the mountain and encapsulating the earth with pure light and healing. And so, wow.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I feel like all the master Lantos are coming. It's like a complete army of Lanto, you know, because that's what it was like with all this light. You know, the Cañari are all about. I mean, there's so much more that was said yesterday, and like I said, we had the professional photographer here as well, which was another blessing, and how he came in and his service, and it was totally, you know, his donation to be here and to help us with this. This is the moment. And all of this actually ties into your soul reading, my love, which is why I felt the opening to have this chat. and so bringing it, no, you're welcome. And so bringing it to you, you are holding an energy that many are holding right now. And they're saying that you are being handed a mantle. It's like I'm watching kind of like this cape being draped on you. And they're saying you are being offered this cape. And you must choose clearly whether or not to accept it, because the time is to no longer sit with it. you must stand up and wear it. And that should you just choose not to accept it, this is fine as well. There is another cape that can always come. However, this is one of those moments where a clear choice is before you, and it must come from they're saying it must come from the witness of the one who is afraid. And so it is.
Yes. And thank you. Thank you so much.
We love you so much. You're coming at New Year too, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, I'm stacking it.
Well, hey, dude, but Corey, check this out. This New Year's Eve, you will be here. So you just caught up with yesterday, right? Everybody's now in that. Then this New Year's Eve, we'll be doing the live broadcast again. And who knows what kind of insoulment's going to come through. And because we are absolutely manifesting that this crowdfund is happening in the middle of that dome, and you'll be here for this. We'll be consecrating and opening up the infinite presence. Yeah. And so you'll be here for that live. And then, of course, you're here live for the event itself and participating in it. So I'm very excited. And I'm so glad you were with us today.
Much love.
Much love. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Thank you. I love you.
We love you too, sweetheart. Many blessings. Namaste. It is an amazing moment. And guys, get to wwaglobal.com. Check out everything that's happening. And I will share this with you. We are going to be sending out the PDF of all the details on how you can participate here in person, or you can, of course, participate at home. A lot more of you will be participating at home than are here at person. However, we have had a wait list of people who want to be here in person that honestly, we're probably going to be sold out before we even announce. So if you're like, hey, no, I'd really like to be there, live for this event, please get an email in right now. I mean, like right now, today, send it to info at wwaglobal.com. That is the email, right?
That works.
That's it. Info at wwaglobal.com that says, hey, get me on the first announced list. And we do have that list. So you will be getting all of these details. Our goal is to announce during Soul Mirrors this coming Tuesday night. And so just wanted to share that with you right now. Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's take a breath and smile. It is a fabulous time to be awake.
Yes.
It's a fabulous time to be connecting in spiritual community. And when I say spiritual community, that means you can connect with love to anybody for no good reason at all, just because it's the right thing to do.
Because it's the right thing to do. Let's just really try that on as a species. All right, Shri, where are we going now?
Well, our caller from the Czech Republic, we're going to give it a try again because she's a first timer on, I think, on line 6. So
all right, Nadia, beautiful Nadia, let's do this.
Hi, Shri and Kira. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, we do.
Hello? Oh, thank you so much for coming back to me. I am quitting my job tomorrow, my corporate job, and leaving behind the perceived security of that, because it's just not what I was born to do. And on that occasion, Kira, I was hoping to get a mini soul reading from you. Thank you so much. I love you both so, so much. And I'm so grateful for your service to humanity. You have changed my life. And I know I speak for so many others, and you continually do so. And I just love you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, sweetheart. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm holding my heart and I'm holding my throat. And I was just noticing the energy between the two. And what I want to share with you is that your heart is guiding, and it's so beautiful. You have this beautiful energy. It feels like really close, very angelic, really transcendent, but really close, feels very grandmotherly. And this beautiful energy just keeps saying, just do it with dignity. Just do it with dignity. Always hold your head high, because you are more than you have given yourself credit for. And remember that with each breath you take and with each moment you walk forward, to do it with dignity. You are a princess now, and a queen you will be. And so we are with you. We have never left you. You stand again, and the world is ready. And I just keep, it's like I'm talking to my daughter right now. There's just this powerful overlay, this energy. And my whole crown chakra is just like illuminated. Angel, trust you. You've got everything you need. You really do. And you have this being next to you. There's no way you're ever going to fail. It's just not going to happen. I love you so much. Thank you for your integrity. The world needs you. I'm so grateful you're here. Many blessings, honey.
Much love, dear.
Thank you. I love you both. Thank
We
you.
love you. We love you. We got you, babe. We got you. I love you. Yeah. Namaste. Let's all breathe in, because this is the moment at hand.
Yeah.
You know, this is that moment at hand, is to really get clear, and then you take the action. And it doesn't mean you're reckless. It doesn't mean you do things that have consequences that you don't know how you will handle. It means you are clear. When we are clear, that's when we're able to move out of self-sabotage. Because when we are clear, the only thing that's happening is constant divine inspiration. I'm thinking about every one of our callers tonight. You know, everybody we've been able to receive on the air today, clarity, you know, this is where we're at. And the clarity of making the call, staying on the line, being present, you know, we're going to get to as many of you as we can. It's steadfast commitments, focused awareness, complete trust. It took Sri and I 7 minutes to get on the air today. And thank goodness for bbsradio.com, or we wouldn't be here at all. And so this is the blessing. And this is why we are so grateful to be at so many different beautiful places where you can receive this show. Yeah. Together, we are better. May the voice of passionate action that illuminates consciousness and shifts us out of the addiction to density call forward more into full remembrance. Once you remember, it gets a whole lot easier. It really does. All right, Sri, we going back to phone lines?
Yeah.
All right, where are we going?
Well, we have Dylan from Spain holding on line 5 over PBS. So
All
let's
right.
say hi to Dylan.
Hey, namaste, España. Namaste.
Hello. Namaste. Can you hear me?
Beautifully, sweetheart. Welcome.
Hello. Wow, yeah, it was just a bit of a crazy day. I was having a low moment, and I just heard a really loud ringing in my ears right at 9 o'clock when, for me, it's 9 o'clock when this program was going to start. And I was like, I got to get on the show. And I called in, and yeah, a mini soul reading would be really, really great.
Wow. Dylan, honey, first of all, like, I got to put my hair back. Wow. Okay. Your ears, you're in the middle of a massive up-level attunement, Angel. That's why you had to call in today. And that's why they made sure you literally got the message. You are up-leveling and your emotional body is freaking out. And so that's all this is. And that's, of course, why you got through today. And thank you, because you're not doing this just for you. There are so many others that are up-leveling because you are saying yes. And that's why you're like, what is going on? And that's also why that addiction, that self-sabotage, that's the energy that was coming forward towards you. Yet, I just want to begin, because I'm like all Cheshire-y catty around it. Your mastery presence is saying, this is not happening, because this is not who you are. And so your attention, not only did they get your attention, you listened. You took the action. Someone else might have had that call and gone, oh, this is just awful. What am I? Yucky, go away. You said, oh, I get it. Affirmation, affirmation, affirmation. All these beautiful masters, and it's a lot of masters. It's a lot of masters. This is up-level stuff, honey. Yeah. This is up-level stuff. This is where you haven't been before. And look at your timing. This energy, this up-level energy just started. It just ignited yesterday. And on Friday, when that huge mirror of Mercury closed, your body, your everything in you got like this jolt. Like, I'm feeling your electrical system. And that's why it's like, wait a minute. And it's been kind of brewing. And so the key is, you're cooked. You don't need to carry that energy anymore. You're done. You get to be celebrating and celebrated. Now it's about now, and between now and November 30, especially, what are you going to do with this energy? Get out anytime this comes forward to you, because you've now seen what the core addiction is that's going to try to stop you. So now use this moment, and they're saying that you are freeing many as you free yourself. Dive up in with your breath, go in through the nose, up into this crown chakra, exhale the sa, igniting your star consciousness, and call forward your highest mastery. You're ready. You're ready. Trust your guidance. And as I shared that with you, I just got a huge pain right here. So your one cosmic meridian is clogged. These are your cosmic meridians, and it's right here. And so it's on the left side. And what that's saying is you're still hitting, it's like a little plug of doubt is what they're calling it. And so let go of anything that seeks, just let go of anything that would ever seek to stop you. And remember the truth of who you are, because wow, you're ready and the world is ready for you.
Much love.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow.
Right? Yeah. No, wow. Breathe, baby. We got you. I'm holding you. I am so proud of you. You rock. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Many blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you. Oh, wow. You feel?
Yeah.
Wow. And I love, what I love so much, and this is happening with WWA Global as well, is that we are a community of one, that every show we are always around the globe, that we are one. And that I always want to honor all of our beautiful ones who are in phenomenally fascinating time zones when we're on live, because you come. And you're here, and we're grateful, and we honor you. We really do. And thank you for saying yes to you.
And we are at a time when we relax into the truth of our ascended presence, and we get to witness as the density addiction begins to get little pinholes of light, it begins to dissolve. We get to witness how our egoic presence has knee-jerk reactions as if it were a stubborn child wanting to control something. And we get to love that little child, and it will relax as well. Everything heals when the light of the love of the soul is allowed to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
The light of your soul influences everything.
Right?
And as we call the cosmic energy of 2020, which is the 4 plus the double infinite, as we allow that to foundationalize in our root chakra, we are saying to the world, I am an infinite being. I am a divine being, and I choose to be awake.
And because of that, self-sabotage doesn't stand a chance. We love you. We know that this is your moment too. Join us at Soul Mirrors Tuesday night, because there is more of this conversation. And hey, tonight at all the places you saw this, explore the mysteries. Check it out. A big show.
Much love to you.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week.